Good morning, DPED students. So we are done discussing about the Magna Carta for public school teachers, in which we have discussed the different privileges, rights, and benefits of teachers. So we have enumerated 17 benefits for our public school teachers under the Republic Act 4670. Number 1, consent for transfer. Number 2, safeguards in disciplinary procedure. Number 3, no discrimination. 4, married couples to be employed in the same locality. 5, academic freedom. 6, no more than 6 hours of actual classroom teaching. 7, additional compensation for activities outside normal duties. 8, salaries comparable to other occupations to ensure teachers a reasonable standard of life for themselves and their families. 9, salaries appropriated by local government not to be less than those paid to teachers of the national government. 10, cost of living allowance. 11, special hardships allowance. 12, medical examination free of charge once a year during the teacher's professional life. 13, prohibition of unauthorized deduction from teacher salary. 14, study leave. 15, indefinite leave. 16, salary increase upon retirement. And number 17, freedom to establish or join organization of their choice. So, as we have discussed last time, in this Magna Carta, it shows that the welfare of professional teachers has been given much attention. So, after all, there is no truth to what is often said about teachers who are called to be overworked and underpaid. This time, we are going to proceed on our next lesson, and this would discuss more on global competence in teachers. So our topic would fall on the global, local, professional teacher. So maybe you are asking about what is, you are familiar already with global, but with local, you're not, no? So what do we mean when we say local? So when we say local, it is just reflecting, or it is just characterized by both local and global. So we are considering you can be local, but you can also be global. So further discussion on this will be discussed today. So let us be clarified first that global competence in teachers is a set of essential knowledge, critical dispositions, and performances that help foster development of learners, global competence. So, be reminded that in this lesson, we are going to describe global and local teachers and infer the demands of globalization in the 21st century on teachers' profession. So this lesson will give us a general concept of what is global or local education, and we will also define what is global or local teacher. So in the introductory lesson, we'll give you a clear perspective on how you would become that kind of teacher. So we need um, to define first um, how do you how would you become a global or local teacher. So let us always be reminded that our world has been called as a global village. So what do we mean by global village? So right now, satellite communications make possible. It's through television, telephone, and documents transmitted through fax and electronic mails and across thousands of miles in thousands of a second. So our students can view global warfare in Middle East, famine in Africa, industrial pollution in Europe, or industrial breakthrough in Korea, or other news about the other countries. So global education possesses a variety of goals ranging from increased knowledge about the peoples of the world to resolutions of global problems. And these are now accessible through the what we call internet. So global education embraces today's challenges as national borders are now open. So it paves the way of borderless education to respond to the needs of our educating children of the world where our children are entering. So in short, this globalization will make our teachers like you in the near future. It will prepare you to respond to these multiple challenges. So, what are the questions to ponder? So, kindly ponder on this. How do you prepare yourselves as teachers for the challenging task of making learners of today live meaningful lives tomorrow? Because again, you will be called as a local teacher. Not just a local teacher, but a local teacher. So how do you see yourselves engaging with learners and engaging yourself as a local teacher? So let's see. So global and local teacher education. So the flat world or one planet schoolhouse. So let's define this one. To compete globally means to prepare teachers who are capable of changing lifelong education needs. So how do you prepare for these needs? So what are the emerging technologies that will shape the future? How can we use our technologies for best learning advantage? What will be the jobs of the future and how should curricula be shaped to prepare students for this? So you will be teaching in the flat world or one planet schoolhouse. These two terms imply global education as a result of the shrinking world due to access in technology. So the internet already globalizes communication by allowing users from around the world to connect to one another. So in that way, global education has been best described by two definitions. So UNESCO stands for United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, defines global education as a goal to develop countries worldwide and is aimed at educating all people in accordance with world standards. And second is it is a curriculum that it is international in scope, which prepares today's youth around the world to function in one world environment under teachers who are intellectually, professionally, and humanistically prepared. So, in short, the future of our generation lies on us teachers because if we teach them the local way, intellectually, professionally, and humanistically, they can adapt it. And once they will also become teachers, they can easily adapt the local way of dealing with our education. So the UNESCO's Education 2030 declaration during the World Education Forum established a vision. And what is this vision? Diba sinasabi that globalization can provide opportunities to economic growth, technological advancement, and international cooperation. So, which this can support the what we call implementation of sustainable development initiatives and the achievements of the SDG or the Sustainable Development Goal of education. So for example, global trade can promote economic development, and because of this, there will be poverty reduction, while advancement in technology, engagement in technology, and knowledge sharing can enhance education, healthcare, and environmental sustainability. So this is a win-win advocacy of the government, and these outcomes targets bring together all member nations to expand beyond their geographical territories for global education. So, the 7 outcome targets of the SDG. So, una, we have the universal primary and secondary education. Second, the early childhood development and universal pre-primary education. Third, the equal access to the technical and vocational higher education. Fourth, relevant skills for decent work. 5. Gender equality and inclusion. 6. Universal youth literacy. And 7. Education for sustainable development and global citizenship. So let's start with the first one, the universal primary and secondary education. So this outcome target ensure that all girls and boys complete free, equitable, and quality primary and secondary education leading to relevant and effective learning outcomes. So ang target natin dito, lahat ng lalaki at babae, they could have all the access sa ating primary, and that is for the elementary and for the high school education. The second outcome target is the early childhood development and universal pre-primary education. So yung kanina, we are talking about the elementary and the high school. This time, for number 2, we ensure all girls and boys have access to quality early childhood development care and pre-primary. So, more or less, this would be for the kindergarten and pre-kindergarten years. So, education, pre-primary education rather, so that they are ready for the primary education. So, this is to better prepare the students or the learners for the primary years. Number 3, equal access to technical and vocational and higher education. Of course, this is to ensure equal access for all men and women to affordable and quality technical, vocational, as well as the higher education. This is the opportunity for all men and women to have the access to higher education, to college, and to universities. Number 4, relevant skills for decent work. So, substantially, this is to increase the number of youth and adults who have relevant skills, including technical and vocational skills, for employment. So, this is also to prepare them for decent jobs and entrepreneurship. Number 5, the gender equality and inclusion. So, this outcome target eliminates gender disparities, discriminations in education, and ensure equal access to all levels of education and vocational trainings for vulnerable, including both persons with disability, kasali dito yung indigenous people and children, in vulnerable situations. Number 6, the universal youth literacy. So this is to ensure that all youth and substantial proportion of adults, both men and women, achieve literacy and numeracy. And number 7, education for sustainable development and global citizenship. This is to substantially increase the number of youth and adults who have relevant skills, including technical and vocational skills for employment, decent jobs, and of course for our future entrepreneurs. So these are the 7 outcome targets of the UNESCO, and their target, and this should be achieved until by year 2030. So medyo mahaba-haba pa. Meron pa tayong 6 na taon para maabot ng UNESCO yung target, ang 7 outcome targets na ito ng SDG, Sustainable Development Goal. So how can we achieve this? So paano natin ma-achieve yung 7 targets na yon? So what are we going to do? So in the education sector, we need to increase the supply of qualified teachers. So one of the means to achieve the target is to increase the supply of quality teachers through international cooperation for teachers training in developing countries, and especially the least developed countries and island developing sites. So we need to conduct more trainings that aligns to the vision of the UNESCO. So first is the 21st century content. We need to consider the learning and thinking skills. So in the learning and thinking skills, critical thinking and problem solving skills, communication, creativity, and innovation, consider the collaboration, contextual learning, information, and media literacy. So in this way, as we develop the learning and thinking skills, merong 3 areas na kailangan nating i-highlight. First is the ICT literacy. So in the ICT literacy, the use of technology in the context of learning. So students know how to learn. Second, the life skills, and the life skills includes leadership, the ethics, accountability, the personal responsibility, and the self-direction. And lastly, of course, we need to have good assessment, not just good but authentic assessments to our students. So we need to conduct the 21st century assessments. So sabi ko, authentic assessments that would measure the different areas of learning. So yun yung mga kailangan nating i-consider when we teach our students right now for them to be local. So the concept of local education is to prepare teachers from the remote and rural villages in developing countries to the slum areas of urbanized countries, to the influential and economically stable societies of the world for their roles in 21st century classroom. So local education is about diversity. It is understanding the differences in teaching the different cultural groups in their context to achieve the goals of global education as presented by the United Nations. So you will start with local. You start with your community, small community. If that is a slum area, you are starting to develop that slum area. Not physically the slum area, but the way you contextualize your learning, dahan-dahan siya na nagbabago until na makilala nila yung mga highly urbanized area, until matutunan na nila yung mga highly economically stable countries. So, nai-introduce sa kanila dahan-dahan. So, that's the concept of the local education. Hindi siya kailangan na magturo ka sa ibang bansa, but you can still teach here in the Philippines, but teaching them the global concept. So, global education, so this is to address the need for the smallest schools to largest classrooms worldwide. It responds to the borderless education that defies distance and, of course, the geographical location. So, according to James Becker, it is an effort to help individuals see the world as a single and global system and to see themselves as a participant in the system. So it is a curriculum as well that has a worldwide standard of teaching and learning. So again, when you teach your students the global education, you want your students to see the world, no? To see the world, not just the four corners of the room. Okay? So you engage them with the different classroom activities, but seeing the worldwide concept of the global education. So you do not limit it to the distance or the geographical location. So when you are a local teacher, you are someone who thinks and acts both locally and globally. Kaya ang ibig sabihin ng local, global, and local. So you have also the worldwide perspective, but it is teaching in the communities, localities, towns, provinces, and regions where he or she is situated. So kahit saan, pwede kang magturo, but you can still be called as a local teacher. Now, qualities and attributes of a local teacher. So, number one, a local teacher understands how this world is interconnected. So, you recognize that the world has a rich variety of ways of life. Next, you have a vision of the future and see what the future would be for himself, herself, and of course, to the students. Next, you are creative and innovative. Next, you understand, you respect, and you are tolerant of the diversity of cultures. You believe and take action for education that will sustain the future. And of course, you facilitate digitally mediated learning. Kaya nga nagsusulputan ngayon yung mga online teaching. You also possess good communication skills. So for Filipino, we need to be multilingual. We should be aware of international teacher standards and framework. And of course, master the competencies of the beginning teacher as noted in the PPST. So other characteristics of a local teacher is cultural and historical rootedness. So, how can you show it? You can show it by building on the culture, history of the learners and the place. Of course, you need to teach first the cultural and historical background of your locality before introducing the cultural and historical rootedness of the other countries. Next, ability to contextualize teaching, learning. So, how can you do this? You can do this by using local and indigenous materials, content, pedagogy whenever appropriate. So, your strategy, dito napapasok siya. So, again, we have the freedom, we have also our freedom to use whatever strategies we have that are accessible and available in our community. Next, of course, excellence. So, excellence, not just in personal competence, but also in professional competence. You can show this through your leadership, research, technology, innovation, and also your creativity. Next is responsiveness. So, how can you show responsiveness? You can show this through social involvement and service. You should also be learner-centered. You show respect and sensitivity for diversity and inclusiveness. Next is the accountability and integrity. So, you can show this by being positive role model with strong character, committed, and conscientious. You are credible, honest, and loyal. So that is, I think, stated in the preamble of a teacher as well. Next is the ecological sensitivity. So you can show this by being resilient and a steward of the environment for sustainability. Of course, hindi mawawala nationalism or Philippinism. So, we can show this by being responsible citizen and upholding the Filipino identity amidst globalization or globalization. That is why hindi nawawala yung ating core values in the Department of Education. Okay. Okay. Makatao, makadiyos, makabansa. Faith in divine providence by being humane, just, peace-loving, and respectful of human rights. Okay, so to better understand our lesson today, let's answer the following question. So, the concept of globalization came about in recent years because the world has become borderless, primarily due to, is it A, advances of technology, B, use of English as a medium of teaching, or C, Asian integration, D, teacher in exchange programs? What's your answer? Do you have any guess? I'm giving you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So the correct answer is letter A, because of the advancement of technology. Number 2, which statement is not true about a professional teacher of the 21st century? A, the Filipino teacher abroad should know and understand the culture of the place of teaching. B, the local teacher is one who enhances knowledge and skills to address the global demands, but has a strong affiliation to the local culture and traditions. C, blending the knowledge, skills, and values appropriate for the world, but preserving those of one's country is the essence of localization. Or D, disregard the cultural diversity and a focus on the 21st century skills is the ultimate goal of globalized education. I'm giving you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, the answer is letter C. It's blending the knowledge, skills, and values appropriate for the world, but preserving those of one's own country is still the essence of localization. Okay, the correct answer is you should not limit your lessons only to local knowledge, values, and aspirations. 4. To which does a global village refer? A. Other countries abroad. B. All the countries abroad including your own. C. Include all the countries abroad. Or D. Our Asian neighbor. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other countries abroad. 5. Which set of core values should a Filipino teacher possess to become a local teacher? A. Cultural and historical rootedness and nationalism. B. Economic excellence and materialism. C. Inclusivity and self-preservation. D. Borderless thinking and interconnectivity. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's A. Cultural and historical rootedness and nationalism. So always be guided with this line that a teacher who is global is also a local teacher, and a local teacher can also be global. So global education is a concept that brings us to understand the connectivity of each member citizen in the planet without leaving behind the local foundations. So because of this development, we have to learn the diversity for differences in cultures in order to address the global standards of education set by the United